Alright, I mean,
Okay, I'm just collecting different art.
why is it defaulting to. Okay, there we go. Game capture. Why will you not let me. Attention. Open right here. Why are you going for Steam Web Helper?
You can play a fighting game, but he can't fucking use an
I got it to
application.
work last time.
Classic FGC boomer.
There we go. Okay. Going up and then. So if I'm fishing, I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to show off the art.
That's true.
I'm
You
putting
just
my
ponder.
bowl away and you ponder that conundrum. All right.
That's the
All
hardest
right.
one to get.
I'm sure you were
Lower.
very entertaining, Devin.
I didn't. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh
Oh
God. Oh
fuck.
no. Oh shit. Oh
I
God.
was looking up info and shit. I had a couple ideas how you show it on screen. Uh, this might be a pain in the ass actually. Like I was thinking, you have the images as an overlay, and as we talk about them, you can just put them up
That
over the
would be
fucking screen.
that would be a big pain in the ass to do on the fly.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Also,
Uh,
the Saturn eating is on some isn't loading on my phone.
really? It's very tiny, actually. I think I grabbed the wrong kind of.
I got the thumbnail.
Yeah. Uh,
I mean, this
but
is
everyone
why.
knows that one anyway.
That's why I was asking if you just want me to put the pictures up on screen.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we can start. Part of this is so
Okay,
like
well, now let me get fully loaded because otherwise it's gonna crash and make my computer shit itself. Then I'll alt tab and redo the stream, make it look at a different, make the stream focus a different thing.
and
Probably
we can talk about what Francisco Goya painting you want to see put in the Genshin Impact. You want Saturn eating his own son as a Genshin Impact character?
I mean, the thing is like that's the thing. A lot of these like gotcha games do is they'll put in references from whatever the fuck they want. They'll just turn it into a cute anime girl. So if like if there is a like something inspired by like either Goya or his work, it's like they'll probably put it in and just won't have all the stuff you think would make it funny. You know, it won't be as like despondent or horrifying, except by implication maybe in the writing.
I would just love if they just like straight up ripped the art style for one character from like
If
fucking
it was just a
Naruto.
totally different art style that they had to like contort the engine to make it work.
And they're
Yeah.
just like, it's this freakish beast eating its own son. And all the characters are like, what the fuck is that? Even the villains are terrified. They're like, they're like from parts from this happy, like fucking perfect place, and they're like, what the fuck? Alright. That guy lost the other headphone again. This shit does not stay in your ear. Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. We'll find it later.
Let's see. So you want to show that Let me saying, huh? And why is that one that got the? Oh my god, I don't understand.
Are we gonna get in trouble for showing just like a classical painting?
No, it's the stream I just ended has the title of this stream. That. Nope, not that. Oh, we can. Let's get some. Get some. Do you think Bill Evans is copyrighted?
I think a lot of jazz dudes don't get enough copyright protection, so I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's all automated now.
That's true. Uh, look up, look up, sludge monks. Like it's the chipmunks, but they're sludgified.
Let's look at some video game background here.
Dude, we gotta have like the right like vibe for this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
It's
then
called
what's
Sludge Fest.
again I'd all gonna be, especially if it's like just from the YouTube video. Of course, they'd be able to like get the algorithm on that, right?
If they slow it down, they slow it way down.
Yeah, but the
They
guys who
they
made
chop
that
it straight.
video, like the video,
Well,
like YouTube will see that there's already video with this like audio, right?
fine if you fine, fine.
No,
Fine, if you
we're
want to have no fun,
I'm guessing.
maybe we should find out. Maybe we should test the system. Maybe you can't know where you were in a box until you stretch your arms. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if you're in a coffin. You don't know if you're in a cage. You don't know if you're in an open room until you stretch your arms out and see.
So we're gonna start. You're gonna lead us through because you were doing all the research. Oh god, this is such a tiny image. Look at that
I
quality.
got. I'm gonna pull up the stream right now.
Look at that
Hindsight.
quality. The quality of the brushstrokes really comes through. You know.
Dude, that's a whole section of art you could do if you're trying to be like that. Who's that guy that just that like had a whole art house where he reprinted a bunch of like fucking like Campbell's art like or Campbell's like chicken soup can. What was that from? Andy Warhol. If you're doing the
Yeah.
Andy Warhol approach, you just like clip images from like very shrunken like classical images and you repost it on a gigantic canvas and you're like Goya in the 23rd century.
And it's just a bunch of low quality JPEGs of. You
Yeah.
know what, dude? You can go ahead and try that. We'll see how many people what the audience for that really is. Either critically or popularly, because something tells me I don't think there's gonna be much of anyone who will really get much out of that.
You say that when I fucking own you, and when I can
When
actually
you
buy you as a person off my paintings.
when you find a multi-billionaire who needs you for a quick money launder. Yeah,
That's
sure,
our
that
only
sounds
chance
fun.
of
Whatever.
actually making money in this society. We gotta
True.
fucking
Anyways,
leech
Goya,
off
you are the one who wanted to do like an artistic deep dive. So, what does this piece say? Uh, Secret of Mana soundtrack just going on in the background.
Okay, we're going to pieces. All right. So
I
basically, in
mean,
the 1700s, there's a guy named Goya. What's up?
okay, yeah, no, your voice is just breaking up there. Okay.
Yeah, there's this dude named Goya, and he like fucking he goes through his classical training. He's goes to Madrid, learns from Madrid, and as you can see from the start, very fucking boring. You know, I bet it was very like hot at the time. A bunch of rich people getting their fucking paintings drawn, and they're like, "Oh, dude, this is so sick." Let me pull up. Sorry, I gotta pull up information as we're doing this. But this is his early period. As time goes
Okay.
on, he keeps drawing. You can go to the next one.
Yeah, I actually was gonna ask because the way you were describing him, this did not seem as though. Oh man, look at that, look at the brush strokes. You can really sense his. Made myself.
Now I picked this one because it's a little bit of like a foreshadowing. You can almost see what's to come in the greenish like murkiness of like the fucking color scheme. There's this like almost like foreboding quality of it. Like this is a dude in like post-apocalyptic world with his dying dog next to him. But
Have
I think
would you be able to compare it to like his contemporaries to see that? Because like if you look at you look back at this one, the
mhm.
background's still not particularly vibrant.
Yeah, but you can see like the shades of like light blues and baby blues coming through. And I'm not saying like this is my personal opinion because like as you see what's to come, this dude as time goes on, he's stricken with illness. I think he goes deaf. I'm pretty sure he goes like completely fucking deaf, and that just like ruins his fucking life. But I think the one after that is as time goes on, Spain in the 1700s goes through this like very dark period where there's like basically idiocy running rampant. People are afraid of witches again after not being afraid of witches for a while.
Let's
You
see
know,
if I
like
can't find
everyone's.
a high quality. There we go.
Oh shit!
Not
I
that
was gonna
hard.
go high quality. I was there was a lot to do. There was a lot to do. And you're also supposed to be playing Genshin in the middle of this.
Well, we already went over this. I can't like show Genshin and art. That's not gonna. No, that's like on a mess. Here we go.
Now,
Okay, so yeah, Spain going through a bad period. He was convinced all the peasantry were revolting,
idiots.
didn't bathe.
And eventually he just like locks himself in his fucking he locks himself in his fucking basement or his farmhouse basement. Like a neat. He went full neat mode. He was like the original fucking neat. He locks himself in his house and he just begins painting these like horrifying fantastical images. I'm pretty sure we're on the fantastical images. Let me double check in the Discord real fast.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to need like a better fucking. That thing is so tiny and low quality. Where did you find that?
Okay, just go all the way down to the last image in the Discord, and you can use that as one of the imagery for this
It's
part.
right here on the Wikipedia, and it's so much higher quality.
Listen, I'm trying. This is my first try. This is my first try. All
Uh,
right. When we go to
okay.
Hemo, I want to see
Every
how your Hemo shit turns out.
everyone's seen this. Everyone's seen this.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
fun
So,
fact about this painting.
hmm
Oh, go ahead. I want you to finish your thought.
you're the one taking the lead. You're the expert. You're the subject matter expert.
Fun fact about this painting: it was actually not named. Like
Oh
so,
really?
the whole Saturn eating his kid. Yeah, that's just random name. This was just some random fucking beast that he dreamed up, and everyone was like, "Yeah, that's totally Saturn eating his kid. That's the only thing I can comprehend this fucking villain as this villainous creature." Um,
Yeah.
but basically, he spends like the I'm trying to think. He spends a year just drawing, like just in his own fucking in his own house, just drawing. He has like paintings called "Yard with Lunatics" and shit like that. Um, and I find him so fascinating because I feel like this is like you see the reflection of this in like modern society. You see people maybe without the talent, like the enormous talent, but you see people who are just like retreating into themselves and trying to figure out what's going on with this like this crazy ass world. and I really like it as a reflection of like where your thoughts always go, because for some reason like I find my thoughts tend to go to the fantastical in these like dark ass times. Like, is this the mark of the beast? Are we getting microchipped by Bill Gates and our fucking assholes? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I mean,
And another cool thing is we keep going down and past the let's
give
see,
me a sec.
I forget what
Trying
this
to
one's
get
called.
this the Witch's Sabbath loaded up.
Oh, the Witch's Sabbath one is one of my favorites. I think that one is really cool.
One looks like okay, that's a parody.
And I'm pretty
Look
sure
like a
he
me.
inspired, like he's one of the artists who inspired a lot of like not inspired but like the imagery he painted shows up again in like a lot of like black metal and stuff like that. Uh
Mm-hmm.
I know I know he was inspiration to a lot of people, and it's that other it's again that reflection that keeps coming past. You get a bunch of like nerds that see the world going to shit, and they just become like these like dark. Oh, that's his middle period. Sorry, that was like the middle period where he
Yeah.
was just drawing like he was like fucking all the time. So all he would draw
Uh,
is like
life
ladies
was
and ladies
good.
and ladies. Yeah, that's his dream period, you know. Before like he loses all his hair and he goes deaf and he just like wants to like kill everybody. Ah, dude, Francisco Goya. And I don't know. I just really like ooh, that's just me. That's just a photo of me.
I mean, yeah.
I wonder what that one like represents. I could see that being a representation of like the peasantry of the time, or his feeling of isolation from like everyone else, like being just this freak. Oh well,
Yeah, I feel like
you
that's
notice the ears are
more.
huge.
I feel like it's supposed to be more oriented towards himself. That's what I would have meant. Actually, what is Priestes?
I mean, the ears are huge, and he did go deaf, so I could see it being him, like this representation of like his suffering with his like deafness.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm trying to read the text at the bottom here. Oh,
Oh, no problem.
said. Oh, it's translated up here in the URL. Said presentiments of what must come to pass. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be a self-portrait.
And also just like the if you look back at his old paintings, like you see like his brushstrokes are so clean, they're so tidy, everything's perfect. But like look at that. That's like that feels like as like someone's writing a journal and like in a game or something, and they start to slowly lose their mind and they just start writing the same word over and over again. He just starts scratching in and in and in and in and in. Like that's so like uncomparable to his other artwork, which is like very unique for a painter as they get like older to just like totally differentiate their style like that. I find it really awesome. And then, as you're looking right there, um, there's this constant theme of like goats, of skulls meaning death, da 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 da, and most of the time it's just like as you can see there, it almost looks like a guy just like like who has like a who's hiding under that like goat like outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's two layers of like thought here. There's a layer of what the peasantry sees, and there's a layer of what it actually is. It's like fear driven up by like certain individuals in the higher crust to scare all these like dumb people. And I really like that.
I wonder if he was like partially responsible for the association of goats and Satanism.
I think it was a Spain thing in general. Like Spain had that kind of association for a long time.
Hmm.
But like this like goatish like Baphomet figure, I think he really encapsulated like the one of the best I've seen. Um I don't even like see that's what I was saying. Like I had like a little bit ready, but I wasn't fully ready. But I just love just looking at art. Like I love that. I almost feel like that's like that almost paints almost like a friendly figure to this like hellish creature, you know? Oh man. Oh man. And I just love the greens and the blacks and like how everything just seems like it's like just everything's falling apart. I don't. I don't even know how to describe the feeling it gives to me. It's just perfect. That one's really cool too.
The dog.
There's this one painter who only paints hell, and that's what he reminds me of. That kind of like these orangish light. What were you saying?
Nothing. Never mind.
No. Well, how do you,
No,
like,
no, I don't want to talk. Don't talk to me.
Okay, just want to know if you got
Don't want
have any feeling towards the paintings.
I feel like this because I'm just the saddest boy ever.
Dude, I get like I think I'm in the middle period right now. I think I'm painting like pictures of my wife a lot. That's what I'm at. But pretty soon I'll go deaf and I'll go mad and then I'll be just drawing like this in my, well, it's gonna be music, but I'm just gonna be like making this over and over again in the walls. And that's pretty much it. I just like the idea that like there was guys like us out there. Way more
Yeah.
talented, obviously. But this is like not like a new phenomenon to like during bad times to just like retreat into your fucking house and just do your own thing. This is something that people do all the fucking time when shit gets bad. And sometimes to fantastical results as long as you keep yourself focused on what you actually care about. And he got no credit. It's one of those things. Well, he got credit obviously, but like I don't think when he was living he got any credit for all these like incredible like paintings. Dude, I wish we could do like a D&D campaign or some kind of like campaign set in that kind of like Goya-esque universe. Just flashing images of horror.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably be hard to get the tone across correctly. It'd be very self-indulgent for these, I feel. Because, like, you run those campaigns, nobody's gonna be playing as this guy, you know? Or this guy. It's always gonna be like, so it's gonna be like pretending they're Goya himself, being like, you know, that guy who sees just how dumb and malleable everyone around them is.
Yeah, when I play, I usually go for like the peasant character or like the dumb character. I'm like even like I like to give my characters like a lot of faults. Like even if they're good at one thing, they're incredibly like awful at everything else. I hate the idea of like I don't really do power fantasies too much with my characters. I guess
Did
the
this
power
not
fantasy comes
save
later.
the... Oh god. Okay, never mind. Alright. For a second there, I thought we were still in the Genshin category.
And I don't know. I feel like I'm better with music, but I think there's just something like just like that speaks to itself about like these kind of like artworks and everything. Like there's this whole like series of artists who like have shaped our image of what like hell or hell like figures are, and I think Goya is definitely one of them. Or he like carried on the tradition of these certain like colors and this certain sequence meaning like apocalypse. Like you can even see like this kind of like shading. You know that artwork with the guy who's like very like shell shocked, and there's like a war going on behind him that's always posted memes and stuff. It's almost that kind of color gradient,
Yeah.
like just very stark. And then you can't even make out figures like in this image in particular. Like it almost feels like people are fusing together. Like you can see that they're not, but like the way that person's being gripped, like they're being gripped so hard that they're almost being squeezed into each other. And then above is just heaven.
Yeah,
That
and then
white
pretty
light.
much everyone in this section is just kind of indistinct in the shadows.
Yeah. And I was saying like he like looks down on people like peasantry and stuff. A part of me feels like he feels a lot for these kind of people that just become nothing. Like they get like left out. They have no education. They have no chance to be anything but shadows. Just creatures of the night. That or that guy. Yeah. Dude, he looks like a mascot. I'm doing something right now, Beck. I'm talking about art. Dude, you know what would be great for this? Stoner metal.
What's good?
Stoner metal. I need some
Yeah.
stoner rock.
Again,
I know. I know.
we're
We can't.
listening
We're
to
not allowed
Secret
to
of
have any
Mana.
fun.
We're listening to Secret of Mana. Don't blame me, blame IP law.
Let's
Don't
see.
be a bitch to me. Okay, go bitch to Congress.
I'm just reading a little bit more and see if there's anything. Then he gets viral encephalitis, has miniature strokes, high blood pressure, and he basically dies. And that's his life.
Basically dies or dies.
Well, he didn't really do anything after that. You know, he paints a little bit more, and then he just like retreats into himself and dies. I mean, like I mean, like I'm sure he had like some like revelation. He had his loves in his life and everyone around him or whatever. But we don't know that. We like for all we know, as soon as his artwork stops, he's basically dead to the public. You know. And one of the final portraits he does, if you go to the Bordeaux period in 1824 to 1828, he starts to it's almost like he comes out of a depression because he starts repainting these like people again, but everything is still tinged with that kind of like that Goya esque depression that he had. Like the lady in the milkmaid of Bordeaux, she has this almost like forlorn expression, even though it's not supposed to be. You can still see those tinges of that period of his life where he was just lost in fucking his thoughts.
I think that's more in the colors than the expression. The expression, like the face, seems rather underdeveloped, to be honest.
Mm, that could be me getting something from the. But you're right. There's still that kind of like smoky like. I think of it like like wartime because it is 1794. They had cannons back then, right?
Yeah.
Like cannon smoke and all that. It really reminds me of like cannon smoke and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. And that's my project. Woo!
Woo!
I told you the first one was gonna suck, but we're gonna get there. We're
He's
gonna educate our viewers as much as we're gonna do other stuff.
our viewers. Do we all feel more refined, more educated?
I gotta make it funny next time. I gotta make fucking funny jokes. Goya, more like soya, and then put a soy face on the starter eating his son.
uh, okay. We're gonna
You got a fish.
we're gonna I'm gonna fish, talk, unless you're tired of me, unless you're upset at me for making you present when you weren't ready.
No, I just wish I did a better job, but I'll get better next time.
This
I need to actually like write down notes and stuff instead of freeballing it.
content. Content.
It's good. I also want like 5 years from now, like I don't know. I want to be a better person. That's all I ever try to be a better person. I think art is one of those ways where I try and be a better person. I try and see other people's lives and shit.
Okay. Do you ever think art could make you a worse person?
Yeah, but more interesting.
uh,
I can go crazy and be like fucking a surrealist, like fucking Salvador Dali, and worship Hitler.
Yuck.
Salvador Dali loved Hitler.
Uh,
Yeah, that's something that no one knows about. Pablo Picasso actually hated his guts for it. He's like, you're signing with fucking fat. You know, I think it was more Mussolini actually. I think he was more in like Italy around that period, and he was just cozying up with fascists all the time. But that's a story for another day, viewers.
yes, it is. Let me go ahead and glide over here and pull up the big old list of topics.
All right.
Uh, Go topics. All right. We have already done the ass piss incident. Um, we've already done Pokemon. We've already done Joe Rogan. I will give you a choice of three things. You can listen to me rant about Warhammer lore. Um, we can discuss the Perry Bible Fellowship webcomic and its influence on meme culture that is very largely unknown today, despite how influential it is.
Mhm.
Uh, or we could talk about um, I have written down here Super Soldier visual novel. I don't remember what that means.
I want to hear about 40K because I did a little bit of talking. Now it's your turn to do a little bit of talking.
Uh, I kind of want to talk about the Perry Bible Fellowship actually. Now that I think about it, that was a really good ass webcomic. That it's one of those things where it's like it changed the way people talk, but people don't even recognize it because that's the webcomic that came up with the term weeaboo.
Mm, I've always seen like clips of it and stuff, and like individually, I've never laughed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it like as a hater. I was just like I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I never
I,
felt in on the joke.
it's one of those things where you don't really laugh though. Like, have you seen the Scub comic?
Uh, Pull
God
it
damn
up. Oh, well, you can't pull it up. Okay. While you're doing that, I'm gonna pull the whole website up. I'm just gonna read a couple clips over here. Let's see.
it. I mean, you look at that, like you get it. Scub. You're not some filthy pro scub shill, right?
I love Scub.
Filth. Just me.
Dude, my grandfather loves Scub. My great grandfather loves Scub. But my fucking people came from the old country. They were all on that Scub. And you're gonna tell me, you're gonna tell me that you aren't scubbing?
I'm anti scub. It goes against the tenets of my faith. Get that
Well,
filth
maybe your faith is
off the
not being shit.
streets.
Dude, I know everyone that always talks about Scub. Like, Weeaboo is one thing, but everyone's talking about Scub to this day.
No, Scub died, and it's very unfortunate because I feel like the timeline where Scub took off and became like the mainstream term and not weeaboo is the superior timeline.
It's, you know,
Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Get it out, big boy.
what?
Get it out, big
What?
boy. You got a killer joke. It's just sitting there inside your throat. It's just one to come out. It's on the tip of your tongue now. You're gonna
I,
hit him, hit him with this big old whammy. You're winding up like Popeye.
Scub? Is this reference to, like, skull? You know, like the chewing tobacco? There's something there. We're gonna workshop that. We're gonna workshop that. We're gonna workshop it.
Okay, that's less Popeye and more that's more
Yeah, but
that's
you
more
made a big
Steven
point. You
Universe.
said a big,
That's more
dude,
Steven Universe than
dude.
Popeye, right? I'll be honest.
Well, you're more scub than anti-scub, so get fucked,
Uh,
bird.
Absolutely false. Utterly untrue. But it is kind of funny. I don't know if
Okay,
you've seen the Weeaboo comic, but it's kind of weird
let
just
me see.
what series of random events caused it to be associated with what it's associated with today. This made up term.
It reminds me. This whole thing reminds me a lot, like the era with the rainbows, the simple figures. Reminds me of Astif movie.
Astiff movie?
You ever remember asked this movie? You
Not
would
off the
know it if
top
you
of my.
saw it.
Yeah, maybe.
If we waste any more time on weeaboos, we'll be right bankrupt by the end of the month. Did someone just say
Say
weeaboo?
weeaboo?
As I think I just heard.
Someone say
it's
weeaboo. Weeaboo.
weeaboo.
Weeaboo. Weeaboo.
How? How did this get translated to
Japanophile.
Japanese culture?
Japanophile anime weirdo.
Explain.
I don't know, man. That's just
You're
that's just why I bring it up. I think it's like just interesting to imagine. Is that just how like every word we use came about? Is like it used to be something completely different and like utterly unrelated beyond what we could even imagine. Because you go to like some 14-year-old on TikTok, right? Can you imagine trying to explain to him where the term weeaboo came from without sounding like a fucking psycho?
Here's a question for you. Do
What?
14-year-olds even use weeaboo anymore?
I think. Well, I guess they all say weeb or shorten it to.
14 is pretty. I know 23-year-olds that say it, but we might be
Uh,
out of the age of weeaboo because, like, weeaboo is almost a derogatory term to like an anime watch. I know it's not, but that's how I always associated it. And I don't think there's too many derogatory people to anime people anymore.
I think it's
I think
just.
it's
I think the terms become more neutral. I feel like weeb is as much a self description as like a pejorative. What do you think,
yeah. I
Chad?
mean, maybe
I don't even have you up on the other. Sorry, Chad.
we got 10,000 viewers for my Goya experience. Dude, everyone's talking about Goya. Dude, they're all going out.
They're all going out.
Wait, wait. I don't think they're allowed to say that on YouTube. Wait, wait. This is a true scub moment.
The Scub Gamers.
Ben's a little sleepy boy. He's a little sleepy. He can't be up late. He's not a high energy man at 9:30. He's like, that's what he's like usually like right now. He's like, with a little hat on. What else about Perry Bible Fellowship should I know, Ben?
It just changed the world. And we had a viewer for a little while there, apparently. I didn't even pay attention.
Dude, it's because you started talking all the anti-scub talk.
You
You
know
scared
what?
them
I
away.
will stand by my beliefs and I will not let the Scub lobby, Big Scub, silence me.
Dude, there is no big scub. It's a grassroots movement. You don't
Yeah,
understand the core tenets.
I don't buy that for a fuck. Not from a Scub supporter.
Any scubbers in here? Scubbers?
No, no. They know if they're in here, they know better than to admit it, because I'd have their ass banned in a heartbeat.
Listen, uh, I wish I knew swords so I could insult your swords too. Like a cool sword. Those Y-handers are for nerds. Yeah, got him.
I mean,
Fucking burned him.
true,
Uh, short
but
swords are for nerds.
um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I know you're.
sure, it's like saying music is for nerds.
Dude, I
So
only use what?
it's so vague and unspecific.
Well, I only use blunt weapons like a fucking warhammer at all times.
Blood weapon would be, a warhammer would be a piercing weapon.
What are you talking about? I hit you with the hammer part. I don't use the fucking spike on top. I only
There
use the
would be
hammer part.
spikes on the face of the hammer because an actual solid flat face is actually far less effective than spikes.
Yeah, if you're weak, but if you swing as hard as I do,
It would
you
still
still
be
lose.
more effective if the force was concentrated onto a smaller point.
Yeah, that's what they all say. You don't know physics, and when you're this strong, it just changes things a little bit. Maybe you scubbed up a little bit more. You understand.
Yeah, no, then I'd start losing brain cells and not understand simple machines. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good
but
thing I
then
don't do
you'd be
scub.
cool. Then you'd be Gary Oak instead of Ash Ketchum, and you'd win a fucking championship your first try instead of going 10 seasons without winning one, and then getting a freebie because the writers felt bad for you.
Only 10 seasons? I thought it was like 14 or some shit. I thought it was 10 years, but I thought it was more. Actually, no, it's gonna be like 20 years because like the Pokemon anime started back in the 90s, right? That's where the
Yeah,
first Pokemania was.
dude, I still think they should have never got rid of Misty and Brock. Like they were as much of a core to the show as fucking Ash. They were more core to the show. People like Brock more than they like Ash. Brock was the real show. Give me Brock Adventures.
Yeah, I don't know. I have
They need a
no
new
idea
Brock.
how they. I think the idea is that they basically intentionally do a reboot with as few returning faces, except for like Pikachu as possible. It's not like that's that's like the thing, right? Is like they don't really care about returning fans. It's all about getting a new crop of kids every couple years.
Disgusting.
Justin.
They need Milky Mommy Misty. They need to bring her back when she's a Milky Mommy.
They should just
And they
totally
need to
abandon the like 3 decades they spent building this very family friendly kid oriented franchise to just appeal to like weird like late 20s early 30s perverts.
they should bring Brock back, but he has like a severe case of syphilis, so he's slowly going insane. He just starts talking to people like they're there and they're not. The
He
syphilis
just
is
paints
taking his
incredibly
brain.
dark paintings of like Pokemon devouring human beings.
Dude, that would be the sickest arc in Pokemon. You can't even tell me it wouldn't be. He starts painting Pal World like a different dimension Pal World where people are dying and shooting each other. What's wrong with Brock? He's in his dark period. He's in his dark paintings period.
Uh, thinking thinking about artists who go through dark periods. Have you seen the midnight paintings from the guy who illustrated the Dr. Seuss books?
Yes, I love them.
They're
I
quite
love that
nice.
one where there's like a little guy standing at the edge of the world and he's just staring out into the void. That's like literally me.
That's
You should
literally
know him,
me,
dude.
dog. Literally me.
He
He's
might be still
dark,
be alive.
nihilistic, with a wicked sense of humor.
I bet he has damage on his head in real life. He like tattooed it on his forehead, but he tattooed it, but he like did some kind of like fucking Dr. Seuss quote. Damaged I is damaged I am. Damaged is the modern man.
Jesus
uh,
Christ. I'm pretty sure they sell that t-shirt at Hot Topic.
this this is not our fucking best work. This is this might go down. If someone watches this 20 years from now, they're gonna be like, "Oh," and they're click
This
off
is
like
this is
a
why
millimeter.
these guys never really like popped off. They just had these kind of funny weirdo like surrealist skits and diatribes, and then they just run out of shit to talk about. These guys fucking suck.
Dude, we just started at a different time. You gotta keep your things consistent because you gotta get like in a certain headspace. It doesn't count. This doesn't count. All right, I got beat at a game and I never get beat at. There's something wrong with this year, this day. Sigh.
This hour, the hour approacheth.
And Ben wasn't talking while we were playing because he was so focused on owning.
Yeah, because I had to own you.
Dude, play me in Guilty Gear no Axel.
Let's keep fishing. I think.
All right. Well, let's fish for a topic.
Ugh.
Dude, you cannot yell it on stream, dude. They're gonna know. We gotta be high energy all time, dude. We gotta. Everyone's gotta
Vagina
know how cool we
dentata.
are. Okay, you find the perfect woman and she's like perfect for you and she makes like $10,000 a minute, but she has vagina dentata. Would you date
Yeah, I guess so.
her? You would?
Yeah, it's not like I'm getting laid right now where I'm poor and like miserable, so I may as well be like it's not like I'm sacrificing anything.
Okay, but what if like at night her like vagina dentata whispers to you dark secrets about a distant plane? And what if she like starts quoting the King in Yellow to you from her vagina dentata?
I feel like it's better to like know and be forewarned about what's to come, you know?
No, I want blissful ignorance until the meteor hits.
I'm getting owned by the fish in the children's game, Devin, I'm sorry. But let's see, you would choose blissful ignorance over knowledge of your cruel state, your powerlessness to avert fate.
Yeah, wouldn't you?
I don't know. I feel like being miserable isn't that bad.
Well, part of it is like you gotta have like you like if you're blissfully ignorant, then you can be there for other people who may not be blissfully ignorant. You can be like their little clown that makes them happy before the end times come. But if you're just as depressed as they are, you're just gonna sit in a room just like crying at each other. Someone has to be the clown then.
You're gonna, well, yeah, I'm glad that you've decided to take that sacrifice for us all, you fucking clown.
I will be the clown, dude. And when I fucking get paid like a clown should, and you're sitting there on your moral high horse because you didn't sell out, I'll just rain down the bills and you'll be my clown. You'll be my little clown dancing for my bills.
I think that's how it works. I don't.
I just imagine you like in like full clown gear doing this
Yeah,
this
all over
story.
Ben. Just raining money down. Uh, Didn't you want to be? Didn't you? Don't you want to sell out now, Ben? When you have like a tummy cancer at 50 years old,
I
don't you wish you
let the
sold out like I did?
no, because this awkwardness is but more suffering for me to dine upon. The texture of my
And
life. You mock and
and then
scorn
you look
me,
in the mirror.
for I look down on you for your easy path in life. But in reality, this is just one more travail that I can add to my memory when I pass. One more thing for the world to lose, not I.
And then you look in the mirror and you're that guy with the big ears and the red nose from Goya paintings.
But I
And
would
I
have been
laugh
this
his
guy
teeth.
anyways. This is but who I would
No,
have
the
been
cancer makes ears
regardless.
grow.
The money
Makes
makes my
ears grow.
ears grow. Dude, it's just like every outcome in the scenario is no, Ben, you're a loser. Just
You could
horrible
just
things
sell
happen,
out.
and nothing I try to do can avert my horrible fate.
Well, if I can avert my fate, that changes things. But if I can't avert it, why would I want to know about it? That's two different things.
Well, because it just gives you more suffering to endure in life.
No joy in suffering, then. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, there could be light at the end of the tunnel, but you're gonna get there and be like, I did not need to go through all that suffering to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. That was purely optional.
Yeah, but so what if it's optional? Does that make it any less like of worth?
Oh. Ben's being philosophical about the nature of suffering, Becca. He's being a nerd. You're talking to a guy who chose the one path in life that didn't pay for doing thousands of hours of work, free labor. If I put this much time into music into anything, I'd be such a happy man. I could have been a teacher. I could have been a lawyer.
Well,
I
if you've talked to my brother, you do know that being a teacher is not necessarily the path to absolute happiness and fulfillment at every turn.
I would teach rich kids. I'd be in the bunker teaching the richies what they want to learn. In any of these scenarios, I'm selling out the moment I can. fucking AI tries to control the world, needs someone to sell out all the people, I would pull that lever instantly. Instantly.
Would you sell Becca though? Hmm.
Well, in this scenario, obviously you get a certain select group of people that you bring with you into paradise. Everyone else gets fucked over, and I would force you to come with me. You would be someone. You would be someone that we dragged along just because I chose you as one of my people that comes to me in our
And
safe bunker.
I would becoming a living monument to the thousands of lives and potentials you snuffed out for your own selfish whims.
Then I would take an ice pick and give you a lobotomy.
You would go through all that effort to save me, and then you just kill me anyways.
I wouldn't kill you. I would just mentally damage you to the point where you're better off dead.
I don't think you're quite educated enough to be able to make that kind of precision, incision.
You don't think I'm educated? You don't think
I
I have
don't think you're
the knowledge
educated
level
in
of a
like brain surgery,
1920s
no.
1920s doctor?
I don't think you're educated enough to perform like a vegetative lobotomy, no.
Becca, that doesn't think I'm. You just go for like the little spot between the eye, the little dot in the eye, and then just push it in there. You just push it in there.
And try and make sure that I don't die in the process, yeah. Or very simple.
You just
Try it
bad
on your
news.
dog, and then when they die, you can just go get another dog, and then try it on them.
How about you try it on your dog? Oh wait, you're too afraid to own a dog. You're
I,
too afraid that you'll love it too much.
yeah, it's that I'm too afraid, and not that like my landlord literally won't let me.
Your landlord lets your fucking neighbor just blast music into the ether at all times. He doesn't care, Ben. It's a lawless land.
True.
Take heed.
Unironically true, but I would also run out of money trying to take care of it. So, unless people start just giving us a ton of money, unless we
Not
become
with
rich
that.
e-fames, celebrities, e-fame, celebrity, niche, micro, internet content creator, popular stream content. Uh, uh,
I'm braining. Okay, we gotta start at 5 o'clock next time. We can't start at 9
okay, I
o'clock.
didn't choose to start later,
I
dude.
know. I know. Oh, you want to wrap it up here?
Let me finish this fishing spot.
Okay.
Actually, we should just wrap it up if we're asked what to talk about, because it's not like this is something people want to watch by itself.
Man, this is what I'm saying. You need to watch more streams because I really don't think we're below the average line of like a streamer. You know what I'm saying? I
Maybe
don't
we,
think we're like, what's up?
maybe we just need to put a bunch of obnoxious hashtags in the stream descriptions.
I just think we need to talk about more like agitating topics. You know what I'm saying? We need to start talking about the COVID vaccine in
We
2020.
we need to talk about how Donald Trump is almost guaranteed to win the election. I think a lot of people don't. I think that would agitate a lot of people, but I can't imagine us getting that much actual pushback on the thesis. You know?
Yeah, I also think like around this time of year the political channels always blow up for
Yeah,
every 4 years. But then you're stuck doing political videos. Like there's no way out of political videos unless you're like
yeah.
such a
Actually,
top
that's a good
guy.
point. I don't think there's anyone I know who's managed to totally abandon it. There's some who can like move into a more generalist like life and culture direction, but like it feels like every like 6 months to a year they have to release a video going, guys, I know you know me as a political channel, but I just want to let you know I'm planning on doing a little less of that stuff. It's kind of bad for my health. And then they always end up kind of crawling back whenever they start needing to save up for a big purchase in their life.
Suckling the teat of the
It's,
algorithm of the fucking political
I'm sorry,
algorithm.
JJ McCullough, I love your content, but it's true.
There's no way out, dude, because you've automatically no matter what your opinion is, you've automatically like diminished your fucking fan base by like at least 20%. Because there's 20% of people who are like, this guy's a cuck, this guy's a soy boy cuck, or this guy's a fucking chud. And then
He's
you
a
lose that
chud.
portion of the audience.
He's a
Little
chud.
chuddy chud.
Dude, you know what, like, I thought was crazy?
Hmm.
Is just how awful life in Korea sounds. Not like visiting, it sounds like a very pleasant place to visit. But, like,
Mm-hmm.
every time I hear people describe what it's like to live in Korea, I'm just like, you're like one of the few people who's trying to sell me on it, and it just sounds miserable. And you're like trying to make it sound good.
Especially if you're old in Korea, like old people in Korea are just like kind of discarded. Not like America's any better about that. Let me be real with you.
Uh,
But I don't know. I just don't like beauty standards. Like any place that has humongous beauty standards, like going to Cal, like I could never live in California, not because of just the cupped political parties in California. No, I can't live in California because everyone would be like, "You're not pretty enough. You're just not pretty enough to be here."
I think that's all. I feel like in California, that's something that's only true in like really high end neighborhoods, which is less a California thing, more like rich American white people thing.
What else don't you like about South Korea or Korea? I don't even know if you're
Uh,
talking just South Korea or North Korea too, because you're right. It's not good in North Korea.
yeah.
Oh shit, I can't say that.
I don't know. It's just the more I hear about like the work culture and the expectations of like it's not the old people because like if anything I hear the opposite like old people are always given like credit no matter how dog shit and stupid their opinions are.
Mm, I think it's more like the financial situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
Uh
if you have the money, you're good. But if you're like
yeah.
a poor old
I
person,
mean
you're just
that's the thing
not
that was
good.
brought up is like six companies that are all like privately owned by families own like 80% of the GDP. Standard Oil, the big monopoly in the U.S. that got broken up because it was like they just owned everything. They owned like 2% of
Mm-hmm.
the GDP. Like,
Mm,
like it just sounds so fucked over there.
just sounds like a hidden monarchy, you know?
Yeah,
There's a certain subsection of people that just like run the country, but they just call it something different so they can like appease everyone.
I mean, like that's crazy because it just puts stuff into perspective. Like people are very insistent that like we live in like this capitalist oligarchic hellscape like here in the states, and you know I think there's a case to be made that shit can get pretty bad, right? But then it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, that's not that's not like a digit that they moved over. It's literally like six families own 80% of the country's economy
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to like here where it's like we had the highest number of billionaires, but it's still like, you know, they own
I
20% of
know.
the economy between like, you know, 20 people.
Yeah, I like. I think it's the same thing with like. I know it's not like the exact same thing with the UK, but I noticed in like Britain there's like a very big there's a very big class divide between the working like I know it's like that in America, but I feel like it's like huge in because like you have like these families that like have these roots in actual kings and queens or dukes and whatever da 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 da, and they like fucking they all like get buddy together and they still think they're like different from other people. And I think anytime you have a group of people that just thinks they're like above other people, you're gonna run into this situation over and over again. It just has
The,
a different name in all these places.
the old money.
Yeah, old money,
The
fucking.
Kongs of the world. Or the Ks of the world.
Oh,
I'm
I was
kidding, I'm
born into
kidding.
unimaginable wealth. I don't know Kung's situation. I love Kung. I would fight for Kung to the death. I would go to his house and I would fight off the Russians if they came to his house.
Are you sure about that, dude?
Yeah, there's no way I'd be on the Russian side
Well,
in
I
my
mean, I'm pretty
draft.
sure there's the alternative of like the army like Just doesn't fucking want you.
Dude, you say that, but when I come over there and I just start smashing heads together and they call me the bear Jew, even though I'm not Jewish, it's
The
gonna be
bear
over.
Jew. I mean, you'd be fighting Russians, so you know what they'd call you. It wouldn't be the bear Jew, it'd be bear, something else.
All right, we're
Bear
ending the
Tigger.
stream there. I'm not talking. I'm ending it. You're done. We're this whole fucking YouTube channel's over.
I mean, I'm not
You're
saying I'd
done.
call you that. That'd just be what they do, because,
Uh,
you know.
when I'm not around, they call me that on the Discord all the time, viewers.
The bear Tigger.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that, like, you know, it's not intended as an insult, but that feels like if we were trying to denigrate you, that'd be like a really weird way to do it. Yeah, man, he's
That's
just
like
so big and strong
he's
and
so
black.
gay too. Dude, listen.
What?
I can't trust your server anymore. I can't trust it.
True. We
Ever
did
since
spend a
Rails
lot of
came to
time.
power,
We did spend all that time making fun of your boy Putin for that interview he did with Tucker Carlson.
I could not believe it. He gave you guys a history lesson for 3 hours, and you guys were just insulting him. He's talking about ancient Russia, and you're laughing. You find it funny.
Mr. Bush, why did you invade Iraq? Well, you see, back in 1492, there was this fellow named Columbus.
Let's be honest. He would start with Jesus. He
Oh,
was this little guy in Jerusalem.
true, true. Why did the Covenant invade reach? Dr. Halsley, you are a student of history. Yes, we must begin with the Forerunner human war in 100,000 BCE.
And then there was like I saw another post where it was like Twitter accounts being like, dude, Biden can't even speak English and he's giving us history lessons. Pog. Like, you guys are fucking idiots. I love it. I love it. Oh man, I can't wait till he takes over everything. I can't wait till we have to like lick posters of Putin before we go to bed.
Oh, wait. Don't worry. Trump's gonna save us all because he did a second term. I mean, third term because he won the last election. Don't tell the
I'm just saying this.
liberals. Do what?
I'm just saying this right now. I'm putting this one out there. We haven't been bought yet. All right, we're a new up and coming YouTube channel. Anything you want us to say, we'll say it.
We'll,
All
we'll,
right.
we'll say it gladly. We'll sell the fuck out. We'll shell your shitty product, your garbage food plan, and your bad mobile game.
Just
I mean,
let us know.
I'm playing Genshin right now, so yeah, you know I got no actual taste. I'll play it and unironically talk about the fun I did have.
Ben will play Raid Shadow Legends if you give him enough points, enough coins to
Not
play.
even money. Just give me enough free rolls. Just let me get all the rare characters so I can show off in front of other people. That's all I need.
He'll be bought forever. He'll be bought till he dies. He'll be like, oh, Raid Shadow Legends was such a good game back in 2024.
They gave me all the strongest characters for free. And I just showed that in front of a bunch of butt mad whales who paid $100,000 and just, denied their children access to the institutional wealth that they were given when they grew up.
I love that like people are having dementia and the last thing they're spending their money on is digital purchases that have no redeemable value after they're dead. I can't wait till it's just like a fucking sharp borderline between people whose grandparents found like a gotcha game and people's grandparents who didn't. That's gonna be like the sharp divide. Not who owns
That's
the house.
that's gonna be the new class divide. The old one was with the aristocrats in England, and now it's like the gotcha gamers, and then the chosen people.
Glad I killed my grandfather before he got into gotcha games.
Jesus. Fucking.
Alright, I'm fucking ending the stream. That was my end note. That was a good joke to end on.
Okay, fine. Stream's over. Bye bye.